It happened so fast that no one in the library had time to react. One moment, the quiet hum of pages turning and keyboards clicking filled the air, and the next, a sharp, humiliating rip tore through the silence. Skirt in shreds, pride scattered like torn fabric, the new girl stood frozen, the library lights glaring down on her exposed legs and stunned face. A few students gasped. A few laughed. But the three girls standing behind her, their sneers full of mockery, had no idea they'd just made the worst mistake of their lives. Because the transfer student they just targeted wasn't just another shy new girl in town, she was an undercover cop. And they had just torn apart the last thread of her patience. Speech balloon: if you believe in kindness, justice, and giving second chances, please like this video, drop a comment to show your support, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful real-life stories. Growing heart. Just a week earlier, Mia Blake had walked into Ridge Valley High looking like any other transfer student, quiet, low profile, plain clothes, no designer backpack or fancy phone. But beneath her reserved demeanor was a woman on a mission. At 26, Mia was one of the youngest officers ever recruited into the city's Special Victims Unit. Her baby face and youthful appearance made her perfect for deep cover assignments, especially when rumors began to swirl that students in Ridge Valley were being bullied so severely that several had dropped out or worse. Reports of stolen clothes, threats, emotional torment, and even physical assaults had been brushed under the rug by the school administration. That's when Mia was called in. Going undercover in high school wasn't new to her, but this case felt personal. Maybe it was because she'd once been a silent victim herself, bullied for her thrift store clothes and quiet voice. Or maybe it was because she'd seen too many young lives broken by cruelty. Either way, she walked into Ridge Valley with one mission: find out who was behind the surge of bullying, and stop it before it cost someone their life. From her very first day, she sensed where the danger lay. Three girls dominated the halls like they were queens of a twisted kingdom: Savannah, Chloe, and Brielle. Each one beautiful, rich, and cruel in her own way. Mia watched them torment loners and manipulate teachers with honey-coated lies. She saw a freshman boy cry in the bathroom after they dumped his lunch tray. She watched them corner a girl near the lockers and whisper threats into her ear, so sharp they left invisible wounds. But today, they went too far. Mia had just bent down to return a book on criminal psychology to the bottom shelf when she felt the tug at her waistband. A heartbeat later, the sound of ripping cloth filled the room. Her skirt had split nearly in half, and she stood there, humiliated, as the trio burst into laughter. Students nearby snickered, some gasped, others simply looked away, afraid to become the next target. Mia's heart pounded, not from shame, but from restraint. She could end this. Right now. She had a badge tucked away in her sock and a recording device hidden inside her school ID tag. But she had to be careful. Her assignment wasn't just about punishing bullies, it was about exposing a culture of cruelty, from students to the very top of the school's administration. Still, that moment broke something inside her. And sometimes, when something breaks, it reveals a fire waiting to be unleashed. Mia walked out of the library without a word. She could hear the whispers, the laughter, even a few camera clicks. She went to the nurse's office, requested a change of clothes from the emergency supply closet, and went back to class like nothing happened. But that night, she compiled every piece of footage she'd secretly collected over the past 2 weeks, audio recordings of threats, videos of harassment, even screenshots of group messages laced with cruelty. Then she sent a confidential file to the police department and waited. The next day, the school buzzed with tension. Whispers spread like wildfire. A few students had received calls from their parents, rumors that the police were coming. Savannah, Chloe, and Brielle laughed it off. What are they gonna do? Arrest us for being fabulous? Savannah had sneered. But at exactly 11:20 a.m., right in the middle of second period, 2 officers walked into the classroom and called Mia's name. She stood up. Calm. Collected. But instead of following the officers, she turned to the class, pulled out her badge from her back pocket, and held it up. My name is Officer Mia Blake. I've been working undercover to investigate severe bullying and student abuse at Ridge Valley High. Effective immediately, several students are being detained for questioning. You could hear a pin drop. Savannah's smirk dissolved as the officers turned to her. Chloe dropped her phone. Brielle's face went pale. The very library incident, along with dozens of others, had all been caught. The boys who bullied the freshmen, the coach who ignored complaints, the principal who pressured kids into silence, it all came crashing down. Mia's voice was firm as she continued. You didn't just hurt people's feelings. You stole their sense of safety. You broke their confidence. Some of you nearly broke their lives. But today, it ends. Tears welled in the eyes of some students. Others stood up and clapped, a ripple of gratitude in the air. For the first time, they saw hope in the form of a young woman who refused to let injustice win. Over the next few days, the school transformed. Investigations rolled out. The administration changed hands. Counselors were brought in. Anonymous tip lines were set up. And as for Mia, her assignment was done, but her impact remained. 1 week later, she returned in plain clothes, not as a student, but as a speaker at a school-wide assembly. She spoke of wounds that don't show, voices that go unheard, and the power of standing up even when you're scared. When she finished, the entire gymnasium rose in a standing ovation. But the most powerful moment came when a small girl from the back row, quiet, glasses slipping down her nose, walked up, hugged Mia tightly, and whispered, "Thank you for seeing us." Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is see the pain others ignore, and choose to fight for them anyway. Speech Balloon. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, comment your thoughts, and share it with someone who needs hope. Your support helps us tell more stories that matter. Don't forget to subscribe for more emotional and inspiring tales like this one. Envelope with arrow special request, drop a comment below and tell us. Have you ever witnessed or stood up to bullying? Your story might just inspire someone else. Speech Balloon.